we are back at Santa Ana District Stadium for the beginning of the second half of the Santa Ana Saints Week 1 game versus the Sunny Hills Lancers out of Fullerton. And it's a bit of a tall order here for the second half. The Saints are down 30-0 on 4 touchdowns, where 1 extra point attempt was missed on a kick, and then 3 2-pointers after that for Sunny Hills. So 30 points on 4 touchdowns, all of them on the ground. Kicking off to the Saints are going to be defending the South Goal, going to the north here to begin the third quarter. And number 4 meets number 4, the brothers 4. Sergio Cadena kind of runs in and clunks bodies there with Brian Chiang, C-H-I-A-N-G on his last name. He's only a sophomore, and usually only steps on the field when it comes to special teams, makes the stop. So the Saints, again, they're moving the ball. They've had some exciting offensive plays, but they've had their share of penalties and their share of turnovers and big mistakes that have cost them dearly in that first half. Part of the reason why they're down 30-0. Again, the lineman for the Saints, their center snapping the football is George Salazar, George with a G. Your tackles on the right side, Cesar Alcazar, and your left side is Robert Huinquez. And your guards are Raymond Bravo, hoping he's having a Bravo game, and Raul Vasquez on the left side. He's a left guard. He's an all-league player from last 2 seasons, all-league 11 and 12. Look out, a nice lane here, hits the hole. Might be able to run it all the way. Can he scamper all the way downfield? They finally catch him from behind, but not before the damage is done. Scampers his way all the way down to about the 12-yard line. What a hole, and he hit it very, very nicely. Braulio Cruz. Cruz was cruising on that play. How about that? What a way to open up your second half here. Wow. All right. A 66-yard scamper. Gotta love it. 1st and 10 from the 13. So they're moving the clock here. And the Saints with a perfect opportunity to get their first score. Need to take advantage of it. That play, as exciting as it was, won't mean jack unless they convert for a touchdown. A little blocking help, looking for it. Cuts in here after the sideways running there, as he high steps it down to about the 4-yard line before he gets blasted there. And that was for the Saints, Trez Red. Or pardon me, no, Danny Perez. Danny Perez, number 27. He's a junior running back, 5'9", 165 pounds. Not a very big guy, but packs a lot of punch on that play. And it was enough for the first down. They got 10 yards on it. They needed to get to the 3-yard line for the first down. He got to the 2. That was 11 yards. Very nice. So 2 running plays, and they are already inside the 5 at the 2. Look out. This is the closest they've come all night. They need a score. The strong side's the right side. Single back set. The quarterback keeps it on the sneak. They've gotten yards on the sneak here tonight. And that one gets enough yards to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. All right. Fidel Sendejas. And Fidel, with a bit of a revolution, scores a touchdown to get his guys on the board here. 30-6 with a conversion to come. And my guess is they're probably going to run a 2-point conversion because the kicking game is near non-existent with this team. So we'll see what we can get. But they kind of need a 2-point conversion because so many have been converted by the opposition. So they'll be in probably a running play formation here. They got wing to the left here. 3 receivers are in, 2 to the right side of the quarterback. We've got a tight end to the right. And the running back shifts to that right side. The quarterback kind of keeps it and just falls down. Doesn't even gain yards as he falls. Not able to fall forward. Neutralized, no good. So the 2-point conversion fails. They'll have to settle for 30-6, but at least the Saints are on the board. And that was a 3-play drive, 4-play drive. You can't beat that. Touchdown. So the Saints establish a little bit of momentum here to begin the game, or to begin the second half in a good way. Very nice job by them. Again, good offense, exciting offense, but they just got to play some disciplined football, and they can play their way back in this game. And of course, they got to stop the ferocious running attack and the good offensive line push on the side there of Sunny Hills. So Sunny Hills will be taking the field here on offense. Again, let's get you their offensive linemen left to right for the Lancers in white, gold, and black. I really like that color combination. There's not a lot of gold on that uniform, but I'd like to see what their home uniforms are like. It'd be kind of nice. Again, Christian Janus, he's a senior. Left tackle, left guard is Josh Laguana. He is a senior, started last season. Snapping the football, the center tonight, Masada Hudabarat. You gotta like that name, Hudabarat. A lot of vowels. Belen Arvalao is your right guard, and your right tackle, Davis Barrio. And he is a senior, and he started last year. Look out! I think the Saints have got the football here on that onside kick. A little bit long for an onside kick, but a massive pile and fight for it. And it's never fun, and it never smells good at the bottom of one of those piles, folks. Trust me, I've been in one or two of them in my day years ago. The Saints recover the onside kick. Again, the rule in football is, folks, as long as the ball travels 10 yards on a kickoff, that's anybody's football. It's not like a punt where it has to hit the defending team and it's anybody's ball. That ball travels 10 yards on a kickoff, it's anybody's football. It's free game. So I think that was a design play. We have a player down the field. He looks like he's healthy and okay, and he's not motionless. It's number 27, Danny Perez. They're kind of stretching him out. It's not that hot here tonight, even though it was a warm day today here on September the 6th. It's a very pleasant evening. Even though there's not much of a breeze, it's still a very pleasant night, and it's not really warm. Not really, at least up here. He's hobbling. It's his left leg. Hoping it's not a knee, hoping it's just an ankle, because any player would take an ankle injury over knee any day. He's got to get in that trainer's table, and he's hurting. So he'll take a bit of a breather here for at least a series or two. And they should take a look at him. The trainer's talking to him right now. So they will see what's up with Danny Perez. Perez, again, a junior, 5'9", 165 pounds. He's on the sideline. So someone will take his place. So very good field position. Again, onside kick, that one traveled, let's see, 10, 20, 23 yards. Not very many onside kicks do you recover that travel that far. So first down, 10 yards to go at the plus 38-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Saints to start this drive. They've got wingback comes off the line, and he runs in that backfield, and he takes the give there, but not much there. Just total neutralization by the defensive tackles and defensive end there on the right side. Nice job. Good stop up. Good plugging of the holes there by Davis Barr. Barr is the player from getting any yards there. Defensive lineman, senior, 5'9". Good job by him as a returning starter from last season. Very good stop. Again, for the most part, the defensive line has for the most part, dominated the Saints' offensive line, even though the size is pretty equal. Actually, the Saints' size is pretty good, especially on that left side of the line, the guard and the tackle on the left side versus their defenders. They try to go down the middle here, fighting, clawing, scratching for yards.
Keeper number 7, Fidel Sendejas.
Is Fidel Sendejas. He made a nice fake give there. He had me faked out. I thought he gave it off to Ramiro Valvadias, as he had some defenders fooled too that he had the ball, but he didn't. Good job on the fake. All right, second down, and let's see here. I guess they didn't get any yards on that play. Yeah, nothing gained. So, actually, pardon me, third down. Third down and 10 from the 38. They got to get to the 28. Need some yardage. Again, the Saints do not run any tight ends on their offense. It's not their style of offense they've got. Tossed it out in the flat there, cuts in, makes a catch. A lot of running in traffic there. Gets stumped. That's a hard catch to make because you know you're running in the middle field. You're going to get hit pretty quickly. Sergio Cardena, wide receiver, senior, played last year. 5'9", 155 pounds, makes a nice run after the catch was made, but it was far short of the first down.
Yards to go for that first.
And actually, he got more yards than I thought. So he needed 2 more yards for the first down. We're at 4th and 2 from the 30. Look out. Single back set. No wings in. We have 4 receivers, 2 on each side of the quarterback. Of course, no tight ends are in. They don't carry a tight end on their squad. 8:46 and ticking here in the third quarter. Flags are thrown. Whistles are blown once again. And a dead ball foul here, probably against the Saints.
Delay a game on the offense.
Delay a game. I didn't think they took that much time, but they did. I thought it might have been a procedure call, but that was not the case. Too much time. Again, that's a communication thing, a mental thing. That's partly a coaching thing. You got to watch the clock. You got to be conscious of that. 5 yards is still 5 yards. You don't need to be going backwards. All right, 4th and 7 from the plus 35-yard line for the Saints. Looking for some room. Santa Ana down the middle, gets thumped. Far short of the first down. They'll turn it over on downs. A couple guys converge in there for the stop, including big number 55, Josh Lagawana, one of the leaders on this squad for the defense for Sunny Hills. And again, big difference in both-way players. The only two both-way players you really have on Sunny Hills is number 44, Griffith Simonton, who's an outside linebacker and tight end, and number 12, Doug Carrillo. Pretty much everyone else is just one way. Again, the Saints have got about 8 or 9. That's a tired team in the fourth quarter. And yeah, you really can't spare any kids. And again, it's a young squad for the Saints. A lot of youthful players, not a lot of returning starters for the Saints. Down the middle, like a knife through soft butter almost on that play, goes the deep backfield man. He runs with like a terror sometimes, and he did with a good head of steam on that one. Davis Barr on that play. Doesn't usually run the ball, but he does there. Nice job by him. Gets the first down. They need it. They got it. First down on first down, about 13-yard gain. They're up at about the 49-yard line of their own. A deep pitch to the deep man. And kind of stays with it. Big number 74 came in and put the crunch on him, Raul Vasquez, who Raul is one of the many both-way players on the line. Stayed with him.
Down for a short gain. That's the number 3 from Sunny Hill.
And that was Sean Cornejo. Cornejo made the stop. Actually, I was told that Sean Cornejo wasn't going to start tonight, but he is. Or pardon me, that was number 3. That's not Sean Cornejo. My mistake on the name. Brandon Vizcaya, V-I-Z-C-A-Y-A. Unique last name. Upfield men are split, and then the deep man is in the middle, and he just gets crashed and thrashed there, but not before a couple yards were gained. Kind of fell forward as he went down. That's always a good sign of a good back. That was carried by number 20, Patrick Morano. And Morano moves the sticks here. Looks like they got the first down. They're moving the sticks. Yep, so he needed a few yards to get the first down. He did. Clock will tick when they reset the sticks. They've got the ball at the Santa Ana 41-yard line. And again, they pack that offensive line very tight next to each other. They come on the stack eye, the 3 in a row out of the backfield. Again, that's a rare offensive formation. You don't see it often. You see it here, though, tonight. Fighting for clawing, scratching for yards. Goes at number 3, the deep man. He does not take no for an answer. Brandon Vizcaya carrying guys with him, and Vizcaya gets the first down on first down. Not the first time we've seen that tonight. And the Saints getting up a little bit slowly. Again, this is where fatigue can come in with all those both-way players playing so much here tonight. Sergio Cadena, who's a receiver, often on the field pretty much all the time on the offense, makes a stop. He's a little bit slow to get up, but he's okay. He's a senior. But again, about another 12 yards gain there. They got it inside the 30 to the 29. First and 10 at the plus 29 for the Lancers of Sunny Hills of Fullerton. Downfield man, the backfield man, the deep man this time is number 20. And he just almost runs in untouched there. Good blocking help, and he just saw where the lane was and stayed with it. It was a narrow lane, but he picked it up, stayed with it. Patrick Morano, and he goes from 29 yards out. Touchdown. They get their touchdown back. And the swappage of touchdowns here on the first 2 possessions of the first half for both these squads. And the Lancers are more comfortably up now 36-6 with the conversion to come, and we'll probably see another 2-point conversion tried. Because again, they have a relatively weak kicking game as well. Hey, look at it this way. If you make it more than half the time, you go for 2 points, you're ahead of the game. And they certainly had that tonight. Stack eye once again. Double tight ends as always. In midfield they go, and I think they're just short of it. Are they across? Let's see. No good. Just shy of the plane of the goal line, so Santa Ana stops them short finally, and they'll have to settle for a 36-6 lead, which is pretty ample. I think he had swarming in there was number 23 Ricardo Sosa, and also had help from big number 78 for the Saints. 78 is Oscar Cruz, who's only a sophomore. Look at this. This Oscar Cruz, who plays some special teams here, not regularly a starter. He's a sophomore, folks. He's got a few years to go. 6 foot, 315 pounds. I would not want to be Mr. Cruz responsible for this young man's food bills. Not me. Need to give a little recognition out to Raul Vasquez, number 74, the left guard, who also plays defense. This kid, again, I mentioned it briefly. I meant to give you a little more attention here. He is an all-league player, all Golden West League player for the last 2 seasons. 2011, 2012 was a lineman. That's saying something because the Saints for all those 2 years have not been competitive, and he's been a first-team all-league player as a lineman. So he's a 3-year starter, beginning of his 3-year starter right now in this game, and he looks to capture another all-league accolades this season. He probably will. Good punt, or good kickoff, I should say, taken by the single return man. He gets spun around down around the 30 before he is finally turfed there by more than one white shirt. Decent return. And good effort there by number 4, Sergio Cadena, who's had the majority of the returns here tonight. And he's hobbling off just a little bit, but it looks like he's okay. So Saints taking some instructions here from the offensive coordinator to get back on that field here and see what they can do. My guess is they're probably going to try to put it up because some of their passes have worked here tonight. And again, if you're trying to get back in the game when you're down by 30, you know, you got to use the aerial attack. Saints looking for yardage here with 2 to the right of the quarterback and 1 to the left. Wing to the right, single back set they come. Number 5 takes it and bulls forward for a few, dragging a couple guys with him. Nice effort there by Braulio Cruz. About to pick up a 5 or 6, and he gets hit and knocked down there by Sunny Hill's Dylan Hansen.
Nice piece of running by number 5, Braulio.
So Cruz actually gets about 6 yards, we'll call it. Yep, nice effort. 6 yards on first down. And it's kind of like interesting timing running plays as these wingbacks come in and kind of twirl inside and then go around the far side of the quarterback, not the inside. Take the carry and try to get some blocking up along the way as they run. Interesting play design here by their offense. 2nd and 4 from the 37-yard line. They put it up. Oh, it's incomplete. It was low. Low throw. Looks like it was intended there for 25, Ray Velez, and it was just too low. Couldn't get it. He's kind of hobbling there a bit. They're going to probably pull him off the field, and he's coming off right now. He's hurting something in his legs probably. So we'll take a look at him. So coming on the field is number 16 or 18, 16. 16, Alfredo Leal, who's a junior, is on the field now, kind of taking his place, taking the place of Ray Velez. A little stop in the action here, or something's going on. I'm not sure what. Okay, it's an injured player there. They're helping him off. He's actually being carried off. That's never a good sign. Number 4 is being carried off. Brian Chiang. Chiang is a sophomore, 5'9", 150. Looks a little bit bigger than that to me, but he's being helped. Is it 7 or 4? God, what the? I got to get better eyesight here. I think it's Brian Chiang, number 4. He is taken off, and again, Chiang is a defensive back. All right, 3rd down and 4 from the 37. Downfield, down the middle of the field they go. Carving out enough yards for the first down. They needed 4. They got about 7. Nice job there. Gets clocked by that's Cruz again, once again. Got clocked by a couple of defenders. In on that play was number 36, main perpetrator, Jason Kritzer. C-R-I-T-S-E-R, Kritzer. Unusual last name. Never seen a last name like that. That's quite a unique name.
Saints football.
So Saints maintain possession of the drive here and the ball. Looking good here at the 45-yard line of their own, but they need more yardage quick. They're down by 30. 6:16 remains here in the 3rd quarter and ticking. Puts it up. He's got a guy open, makes the catch. Oh, no, he doesn't. Didn't get his. You got to get your body behind those passes, man. And he didn't quite do it. And if he had, he probably would have come up with it. You got to use. That's the type of good coaches will tell you. Receiving coaches, offensive coordinators will tell you, use your whole body to make the play. He didn't do that. That's why he didn't come up with that ball. But you learn from mistakes. It's the first game. As long as you don't repeat the mistakes, that's a good thing. It's all about learning. All right, 2nd and 10 from their own 45. The Saints, double split receivers they come. Single back set. A little bit of pressure, not much, so he's got some protection. He has some time to put it up. He puts up a nice pass. I like the touch on these passes he throws. He's pretty accurate, but again, some good defending there.
Santa Ana.
So it was intended there for Ricardo Sosa, broken up, I think, by 25. Didi Aranki. And again, I'm seeing some very unusual last names here on the Sunny Hill side. Some very unique last names. I've never seen the last name Aranki either. I like that one. 3rd and 10 it'll be. So the Saints number 7 there, Fidel Sendejas with a C. He's a senior, 6'0", 185 pounds. That's tall enough. He throws a good pass as long as you can get him some protection. He needs that. Every good quarterback pretty much does. He was under a lot of pressure early in the first half. It looks like he's getting a little bit better here in the second. Again, 3rd and 10. He's taking his old sweet time here. They're going to either get penalized or they're going to call a timeout. They got to do. Man, I hate seeing this. They tried to call a timeout, but the flag, I think, was thrown first. We'll find out which is going to be taken. Okay, it is a timeout. And again, this is a communications problem. You need to be able to solve that and address that. There's no excuse for that. You got to get your play calls down.
Don't forget to go check out that snack bar. We're still picking up a lot of these glorious snacks, drinks, beverages, and more. Make sure you come out.
So that's the first timeout for the Saints, taken here with 5:55 remaining in the third quarter. And you got to work on the communication. I mean, I hate to call people out here, but that's kind of a coaching problem. You got to get your communication down. And again, the Saints don't run a lot of. I mean, they sometimes huddle up, but they usually don't huddle a lot. It's a lot of just quick plays being run with the no huddle offense. Communication is key in that, and they're not getting the job done here tonight. They've called more than one timeout as we've seen here tonight. Not sure what the play is, and that's not good. So, again, that's another thing that needs to be addressed. I'm sure they'll be talking about that in the coming week of practice. Probably as early as tomorrow, Saturday, the day after this game's been played. 3rd and 10 from the 45. He drops back. The rush is not that much. He puts it up, and it's just plain overthrown. Looks like he was intending Sergio Cadena for that pass, and he was just overthrown by at least 2 body lengths. Incomplete. So Saints will be looking at 4th down and 10, and they'll be going for it formation because they don't punt. They don't have a talented punter enough. We might see a quick kick like we saw earlier in the first half. We saw one of those with Fidel Sendejas. He might try it here. Who knows? We'll see. 4th and 10. Double split receivers here. Nope, they're going to put it up. Rush comes, but they are neutralized. Nice toss there. Throws about 13 yards down the field. He gets a couple extra after the grab. Defender was right on him, but he was underneath the defender, and the pass was right on the money where it had to go. Give a gold star there to Fidel Sendejas, and a nice grab. And he's a little bit slow to get up, but he's okay, I think. Number 4, that was caught by, nestled in the arms of Sergio Cadena. Nice job by him. And again, he's hobbling, so I guess we got knees or ankles or something. What's plaguing the legs of these receivers? They're having some problems here in the second half, so they'll take a peek at him as he goes straight on his bum as he comes off to the sidelines, and he's being attended to. All right, so they got, let's see, 14, 15 yards on that play. Very nice. The toss was about 13 yards. You got 1 or 2 others. And the Saints keep the drive alive on 4th and long. Nice job. And they try to go off tackle to the left, and they're just, you ain't going nowhere. They get knocked, rocked, and socked. Thrown back is number 5, Braulio Cruz. And I don't know if they'll mark it as a no gain or they'll give them the yardage. They'll give the defense a yardage that they pushed him back. But we'll see what they mark it. I think they're just going to keep it as a no gain, because they blew the whistle before he was thrown back fully how far back he went. How far back he went. All right, 2nd and 10 from the +39. Saints inside receiver comes in and kind of lines up as a wing on that left side. There's 3 receivers on the left side. They roll to the left. They're looking. Flag is thrown before the ball is thrown. It's tossed and it's interceptable. We'll see what the penalty is here. Interception. He came up to make that grab. He saw it coming the whole way. Nice job by the defender there. He was behind just by half a step. Then he got ahead of the receiver once he saw where it was coming. He knew he had his chance at it, and he got it. Interception by number 8, Devontae Anderson. And let's see what the flag is. This might be one of those flags where it's against the Saints and actually benefits them because they might be able to avoid the interception. It might be one of those calls where it has to be called. It has to be marked off because maybe the penalty occurred before the interception, which is 2 fouls, they're saying.
Holding on the offense.
Saints are holding.
Personal foul on the defense.
And
Those penalties offset.
and personal foul against Sunny Hill. So it'll be replay a second down, which is a major league break. The Saints have had a few here tonight. That's one of them. So offsetting penalties, no yards will be marked off in any way, but it'll just be, it's when you were playing high school, when you were playing football on the street, folks, when you were a kid, that's the old-fashioned do-over. Do-over. And it's a big do-over in the favor of the Saints. They avoid the interception, so good job by them. So a little bit of lining up here, a little bit of miscommunication there. They shift the receivers from right to left of the quarterback. We got a wing to the left side. They pitch it to that left side. Needs some protection. He loses control of the ball. He just puts it on the ground, and smothering it in a big way are the guys in black and white and gold. I think that Sunny Hills has got this football. Yes, they do. So one turnover, they get it back, and then immediately after that, they turn it over the other way on the ground. And Sunny Hills will be looking at pretty good field position at their own 43-yard line. Lancer number 54, Brian Arevalo, makes the recovery. And they snuff out that drive. So the Saints, I'm going to stab a guess here, probably have at least, I'm just guessing here, at least 200 yards of total yardage here tonight. Maybe more. I don't know. Probably around there. I'm probably right. I don't have any stats in front of me. But again, the errors continue to plague them. That comes with 4:26. Turn the ball over there on the turnover on the fumble to Sunny Hills Lancers. And they come with 3 out of the backfield, kind of a shifted formation here with their 3 backfield guys. The deep man takes the pitch, and he slices forward for about 3. Goes down head first with his helmet. Good hard clean hit there by number 74. Again, that was Brandon Vizcaya and Alexis Hernandez. Put the crunch on him. Gain of about a long 3. We'll call it a short 4. Roughly 6 yards to go here now for the first. 2nd and 6. We're inside 4 minutes here remaining in the third quarter. Again, 36-6. The lead for Sunny Hills Lancers. Pitches to the deep man again, but again, this deep man is not always the same guy. They're shifting guys around. This guy is just a terror down the middle of that field. He knows how to run in traffic really well. Give a gold star in a big way to this Patrick Morano. I like him. He's gutsy. He's tough. He runs with that high step kick, and it is just hard to bring him down, even when there's players swarming around him. He's got just a real studly way of running. You gotta love it. Gets his guys the first down. He needed 6 the first down. He got about 10. Now call it about 12. Clock continues to tick here. And again, the meat and potatoes running game of the Sunny Hills Lancers. That's what they do best, and they're looking sharp doing here tonight. Inbound split backfield in the first 2. The deep man takes the pitch, though, and he runs off to that left side and just kind of loses his balance as the second wave of tacklers upend him. But they're near the first down, though. They get a pick about 8 or 9 yards on that first round run play. And again, that's once again Sean Cornejo. It probably is well over 100 yards here for tonight. I think he's had a long run earlier in the game in the first half. He's looking sharp. But again, 3 guys out of that backfield. They're shifting guys around. They're not always in the same spots in those 3 positions they are in the backfield. It's a lot of guess who's got that football. So I really enjoy a running game like this. This is interesting, the way Sunny Hills runs things. All right, 2nd and 2 from the 31, the plus 31-yard line. And this is again number 3, Vizcaya. And Vizcaya literally clunks bodies with one of the defenders there. I think it was big number 74.
Sunny Hills, Brandon Vizcaya.
Vizcaya on the run. Raul Vasquez clunked him. And they get him out of bounds there, so it does stop the clock. We haven't seen too many plays here this evening that have stopped the clock, but that's one of them. Not too many guys have run out of bounds here tonight. Maybe 4 or 5 times, and that's been about it. Most of the plays have been kept within the confines of the field. That's what makes the clock move so quickly in a running game like this. Running plays burn the clock pretty quickly. Oh man, good penetration by the Saints. They really met up with him and fast. No gain. Blocking broke down in a big way on that one, especially on the right side, probably the right guard there for the Lancers. And the Saints penetrate and stop him for maybe half a yard, maybe 1 yard was gained. The initial guy I thought had him down, but he kept on dragging the guys with him. But they about 2 or 3 guys got through. And that's pretty unusual for Sunny Hills here tonight because they've been pretty dominant with that offensive line. But on that play, they weren't at their best. We'll call it 2nd down and a long 9, or 10 yards, or short 10. Pitch to number 20 as he goes down the middle and just carries a couple guys with him. And that was Patrick Morano, who's been a been doing a good job here tonight here between the tackles. They've been doing some good job with those outside runs. They got speed, but they haven't got perimeter speed. You're not going to see this type of team, Sunny Hills, in this type of offense, run a play that's going to be a perimeter run. I mean, they have speed, but they're really a classic inside, down the middle, jam it down your throat. You know what's coming, stop us if you can type of offense with those wing backs and with those stack guys that they run. And now they're running the wing back single back set. Here they go. They keep in the middle. That's the type of offense that it's designed to do. Now we have flags and whistles, whistles and flags. And dead ball foul here, probably against the offense. Somebody probably moved in a way that they shouldn't move. Again, when you're on offense, you can't move forwards if you're in the backfield. You got to run away from the ball in a reverse direction, or of course, just straight sidelines to the ball, like running straight for the sidelines, sideways. Somebody probably moved forward. I think that's what the call is going to be. Probably just 5 yards, maybe 10 at the most. Won't be a 15-yard penalty. You know, when they did their shift, that offensive backfield kid moved forward towards the ball. You can't do that if you're in the offensive backfield. False start.
5-yard penalty.
So of course, the rules of football are: if you're on offense, you got to have 4 men in the backfield at all times. There are no exceptions to that rule. When it comes to 11-man football, I think it's 3 guys in the backfield when you play 8-man football. Some high schools in the Southland, the lesser populated schools, I've seen a game like this many years ago. Webb High School in Claremont, which is, of course, in LA County. Webb High School, they play 8-man football just because it's just a small, not that well-populated school. But, of course, 8-man teams play other 8-man teams, and they probably travel quite a ways to do it because there's not that many of them. And usually they'll play that on a football field that's only 80 yards long. Of course, we're here in the Southland. Texas is very big and very wildly popular. High school ball is very wildly popular in that state, and the second most populated state in our country. And there are some small towns that play six-man football, and that's on an 80-yard field as well. And that's very different, very unique. You have 3 linemen, a quarterback, a receiver, and a running back, and that is it. You have a center and 2 guards. That's it. So if they're running the ball, you know who's running the ball. It can only be 1 or 2 guys. And if somebody's catching the ball, you know it's only 1 receiver. And of course, they only have 6 defenders as well. But I never seen a game like that. But somebody kind of compared it to playing marbles in a bathtub, and that sounds about right. 6-man football. Of course, that's in very, very small towns where they just don't have a big population to draw from to field the team. But there's a lot of towns like that in the state of Texas. All right, 3rd down and 9 yards to go from the +27. Here's the pitch to the deep man. Bounces off one of his guards, stays on his feet. No one really touches him. He's going to scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. There are no flags. The field is clean. And that is a 27-yard run, pardon me, for Patrick Morano. I think that's his 2nd score of the night here tonight. And that guy runs like a demon with a head of steam, man. Patrick Morano is only listed at 5'8", 180, but you know he is a hard guy to bring down, and he runs with such fervor and such a high step kick that you know he's probably going to put a hurt on you or land a bruise on you if you try to hit him, even if you outweigh him. He's hard to bring down. Follows his blocking help well. All these runners do. Two-point formation, and they're going to put it up. They like to throw it on these two-point attempts. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Again, they like to put their tight ends to work. Again, they have tight ends in the field, so there are guys that can catch passes. They don't ever line up with a receiver, but they got 2 tight ends out there, and this guy is hobbling off the field himself. He's a tall kid, too. Who made that grab? Can't see his number just yet. 44 made that grab. 44. Thank you for the help there. Griffith Simonton. Griffith Simonton on the grab there. And Simonton, again, he was an all-league player from last year. He is a senior.
Game starts at 7.
Simonton plays outside linebacker as well.
Come on out and show your support for the team.
And they are in the Freeway League. Sunny Hills are. They are in there with Fullerton High School.
Number 4.
And I think some of the high schools out of Anaheim are in that league as well. It's a 6-school league. Last year, unfortunately for Sunny Hills, they got off to a pretty decent start in the pre-league games, 3-2. And then when the league games began, they lost every league game, so they finished the season 3-7. So they got off to a good start. but finished without winning one league game. So looking for bigger and better things this year. And they look like they got a good team. They should make some noise this year. I'd like to see that happen. That's an interesting team. Touchback, hits in the end zone. And of course, on the high school level, I kind of like this rule. If it goes in the end zone, you can't run it out. At least in this state, this is the rule. It's automatically touchback. You don't have the choice of running it out like you do in college or in the NFL. You will take it to 20, and that's it. There will be no returns, and that's pretty much, for the most part, an injury prevention rule. The fewer returns there are, the fewer chances for hits and the fewer chances for injuries. So it kind of makes sense for me because you got the high school level here. You want to keep them healthy and keep them safe. So again, the Saints down significantly 44-6 here with 1:36 remaining in the third quarter. And they just haven't been able to stop that terror offense, that ground terror offense of the Sunny Hills High School Lancers. Last week, the Lancers were home and won at home against Pioneer High School out of, I think that's in Pico Rivera or near Pico Rivera, that part of LA County. And they won 28-24, I think. Or 28-24, and they had 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to come from behind to win. So they're getting used to winning, coming from behind. They didn't do that much last year. Tossed it in a crowd of guys. There were 2 white shirts and 2 red shirts. Incomplete. It was right in the middle of all 4 of them, and no one could quite get a hand on it. Incomplete. The nearest guy to me seemed to be for the Saints. Was a Saints player, I should say. It was the closest of all 4 of them, Sergio Cadena, but Cadena just kind of off balance, couldn't haul it in, and it drops to the ground. Saints again looking for some kind of rhythm on their offense, and they've had some good plays here tonight, some good gains and some exciting football plays, but the rhythm has not been there with the errors and the mistakes and the penalties, but we'll see what they can do here on 2nd and 10. 4 receivers are in, but they keep it on the ground here. The quarterback just gets muscled down. He just gets blasted early. Not much blocking help by the guards in the center. Down he goes, but he's okay. And again, that was on the keeper, Fidel Sendejas. He's been in there taking every snap here tonight. It's only been him.
3-yard gain for the Saints.
Actually picks up 3 yards. I thought it was less. Clock continues to tick. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go from their own 23-yard line, we'll call it. Almost, yeah, 23-yard line. Single back set, double split receivers. Puts it up after a quick drop. Flat man takes it, the guy in the slot receiver position. Makes a catch, gets hits and gets clocked right away. A good hard clean hit there. That was caught there by Ricardo Sosa. And he got plastered there by
Sunny Hills, number 18.
That was Villascusa, Jared Villascusa. The man with many vowels makes a nice stop. And his many vowels in his last name makes a nice stop. A-E-I, no O, but he's got a U. 4th and 7. Again, they're in going forward formation again. This is a team that does not punt on 4th and 3 here. At the 27. Oh man, he just kind of lost his balance. The defender actually came in and just kind of cuffed him in the front, in his chest or in his shoulder with his arm. He didn't really hit him. I don't think he intended to do that. Just kind of the way he was moving, and that momentum knocked him down. So he really wasn't tackled. He was just knocked into, and down he went. So they lose the ball on downs because again they don't have a good punter out there, and it's a special team. Their special teams are just not really there this year with the inexperience that they have. Coach Carl Swanstrom, he's been at many places here before. Santa Ana, we'll get into that in a minute. His coaching history. 1st and 10 from the 24. And this is Vizcaína. Vizcaína still blizzards the way downfield, breaks free from that second wave of tacklers. In he goes, a 1-play drive. Brandon Vizcaya. Vizcaya scores. Wow. Another 6 points, so that's going to be 50-6. And this game is blown open. The Lancers with a major shot in the arm. You can't beat that, a 1-play drive. And they just got that off. At this point, if I'm the Lancers, I'm going to put in my reserves, get those guys some playing time, get them on the field, rest your starters. The game is in control. Call off the dogs. And you know what? Play your reserves because they work hard in practice too, and you never know when you can use those guys when it comes time when somebody goes down. Stack guy formation for the 2-point conversion. And again, they up in him early. Hit him hard, hit him low, wasn't about to let him go. That was Patrick Morano. and didn't get a chance to get it started. Alexis Hernandez, no one picked him up, and he went and he hit him right around the shins, brought him down. So a missed 2-point conversion. And again, I don't think that Sunny Hills here is trying to rub anything in or pile it on with these 2-point conversion attempts. It's just that they don't have a very good kicking game either, so they know what they got to do. So there you see it, 8.8 seconds here in the third quarter. But still, 50-6 is a tall order to fill. They were down by 30 at the half. They're down by 44 now. If you're the Saints fans, your hopes a little bit on the ropes, but their attitude seems pretty good, and they don't seem dejected like the body language on the sidelines there. The coaches are keeping them into it. And again, he says, we got a lot of youthful guys on this squad, Coach Carl Swanstrom says. He says, we got a lot of youthful guys, a lot of sophomores, a fair amount of juniors. We want to get these guys some playing time, some good experience, and get them skilled, so by the time that league play rolls around, they know what they're doing out there on that field playing varsity ball. He takes it on one bounce, going back to get it. He's looking for a lane on the left side, tries to cut in, and he does, but they meet him up there, and the defense wasn't fooled. They bring him down early.
Nice run by Sergio, brought up to 19.
Brought down by Andrew Guevara. And number 54, Guevara, a revolutionary tackle on that play, and Brian Aravalo. Love these last names on this Sunny Hill squad. So the Saints back with it at the 20-yard line after that return. 2 seconds here in the third. So this will be the last play of the third quarter. So Saints trot out, taking their spots here, and I think we might have a few reserves there on defense now for Sunny Hills. Looks like they got a lot of second stringers out there, giving their starters a rest, I believe, from what I can tell. It's a good sign at this point. 1st and 10 from the 20. A little bit of confusion again where people need to line up. You got to get this down. And there you go with the flags.
Flag on the play.
This is unacceptable. You got to address this. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but it continues to happen in the course of a game. Again, delay a game. That's about the 4th time here tonight. Not good. 5 yards. They'll be marched back. The old saying that the good teams don't beat themselves. I've announced a lot of games in a lot of places over the last 20 years, folks, and I've seen plenty of high schools that are even good and hurt themselves with penalties. You gotta watch that, because you can't afford to have that in a tight game or a close game. It's going to come back to haunt you, where it could cost you a win instead of a loss. 1 play, 1 penalty. You never know. 1st and 15 from the 15. Their own 15, of course. Do-si-do swing your partner tackle, brings him down. Nobody picked him up. Crashing through and wreaking havoc, Doug Carrillo, the inside linebacker. And again, he's an inside linebacker. They run a 3-4, these guys do. Sunny Hills does. They used to have a 4-3.
Banana Saints, 6.
They were a 4-3 last year, 4 down linemen. Now it's 3-4. So you have a nose guard, one nose tackle, or nose guard as they like to call them in the middle, and 2 inside linebackers. And they switched that around when their new defensive coordinator came in, Pete Karavitas. So oftentimes the teams that run a 3-4 will bring up your linebackers. Your outside linebackers often will put them on the defensive line if they're expecting a run. So that converts a 3-4 into a 5-2. But defenses will switch things around depending on what the situation, of course, is. But you're a little bit more versatile there when it comes to 3-4, being able to have different types of lineups and formations on defense. Of course, the 3-4 was kind of begun on the pro level, on the NFL level, many years ago, when you had a lot of talented linebackers on the New York Giants back in the early 80s, when Lawrence Taylor was a player.
Will only stop on timeouts and scores.
So when Lawrence Taylor came into the NFL in 1981, I was back in high school, folks. I'm in my late 40s. They wanted to get all these guys in the field, so they lined up with 4 linebackers to get the better number of players on the field. And that's where things kind of started off with a 3-4 conversion on the pro level, at least. A toss there into the early flat, just past the line of scrimmage. That was caught there. Sergio Cardena, and Cardena cuts across to the middle of the field before he gets thumped and brought down by, I think, number 66, one of the linemen there, Hafiz Hamama. So again, we do have some reserves here in on defense for Sunny Hill, for the Sunny Hills Lancers. And again, one of the, I think, 3 or 4 high schools in Fullerton. Fullerton, a pretty big city for Orange County. It's, I think, the biggest city, of course, is Santa Ana, then Garden Grove, Irvine, and I believe Fullerton is 4th as far as population in this county. 2nd and 12. They lost 2 yards on that. They're going to the air. Quarterback drops back, then he immediately runs with it because he sees a space there. He doesn't hesitate. I like him. He makes quick decisions. Gets pulled down kind of from behind at around the 32, so he scampers up. Very nice job there by Sendejas as he glides his way down for about a gain of 12 or 13. First down. They're moving the sticks there. So again, the Saints here tonight looking good on offense, moving the football. A lot of good plays for positive yardage, both on the in the air and on the ground, especially on the ground. But mistakes have killed them here tonight, and their defense just a little bit overmatched with this prolific smash mouth, stop us if you can offense of the Sunny Hills Lancers. But it's good competition. This is the type of game you need to play in the pre-league to get yourself ready for tough league play. 10:25 and ticking here early in the 4th quarter. Again, 50-6, a whopping lead there, enjoyed by Sunny Hills. 1st and 10 from their own 32 for the Santa Ana Saints. They're putting it up. It's underthrown. The slot man was attempted receiver. A defender was swarming nearby. Might have heard the footsteps coming, but it didn't really matter. Ricardo Sosa was the intended guy, and he couldn't get it. He was too far behind it. It was underthrown. Incomplete. So there have been a few underthrown passes there on the part of Fidel Sendejas, but again, he's been under a lot of pressure tonight. Again, they seem to be under more pressure in the first half than the second. And again, you got a lot of both-way players out there playing. We got number 61 in there for the lineman there, Cesar Alcazar. There you go. Yeah, that's okay. He's regular starter. I thought maybe he was a replacement, but still the same lineman in there for the Saints. They got all the starters still in there. And again, they got about 8 or 9 both-way players. That's tough. 2nd and 10. Oh, nobody picked him up. Blasted him behind the line of scrimmage. Just went in there untouched.
Number 12, Sunny Hill.
Got sacked and big by Doug Carrillo. So Carrillo is regularly a starter. He stays in, but again, some reserves are in there playing for defense, for Sunny Hills on defense. And the Saints just, you know, they again, like I said, when you got that many both-way players like they do, 8 or 9, conditioning becomes such a big part of a football game because you want to be able to still have your energy and your wind and your strength about you in the 4th quarter. Now this game is pretty much a lost cause. You're down by 44 with only 8:40 with less than 9 minutes to go. But in a tight game, you want to be in shape for late in the game. 3rd and 14 from their own 28. They drop back, they put it up, and it's incomplete. I guess it was intended there for Sergio Cardena. Cardena, he was some kind of miscommunication, he was still running downfield when that ball hit the ground.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
For number 83.
Did what he could. So there was some kind of, somebody either ran the wrong route or didn't know what the play was, or he threw it too soon, I'm not sure which. But incomplete, it'll be 4th down. And this clock continues to tick. I'm surprised it is because, of course, an incomplete pass stops the clock. Maybe the coaches at this point, I'm not sure, have agreed to the running clock. And a running clock will usually happen when a team is well ahead in a game where they just want it to end sooner rather than later. Run fewer plays. 4th and 14 now. Very high snap, well over the head of the quarterback. He's going to try to cover it up, but even if he does, it'll still be Sunny Hills ball because that was 4th down, and that's inside the 5. So the snap goes way, way over the head of Fidel Sendejas, and I guess they were trying to do a shotgun snap. That didn't exactly work out. So yeah, they are doing the running clock. It's ticking down here. Again, this is an exchange of downs here, or an exchange of possession, I should say. And always the clock stops with that, and it's still continuing to run. So again, they are moving with the running clock. The coaches have agreed to do that. As far as returning starters for the Sunny Hills Lancers, they return of their 11 on defense, 6 of them are returning starters from last season, and 4 on offense. So they moved a few guys out. But of course, high school, you have them for a certain amount of time, and then they're gone. So you do what you can with what you got when you have it. I would always say that. I have to say the head coaching job is probably the toughest head coaching position of any level of football, even more than an NFL coach. All right, first and goal from the 3. Flags go down as whistles sound. False start against the Lancers. They'll march it back to the 8-yard line, a 5-yard penalty. But the reason why I say that, because when you're a head coach of a high school football program, you have all the headaches and you are always in the line of fire. You are always in the limelight. All the problems, equipment problems, students problems, keeping guys eligible, making sure the guys are going to class, disciplining these kids, running practice, watching film, having to scout other games. I mean, your job is endless. I mean, if you're a head coach, you're probably working an 18-hour day at least, and that's in addition, you know, including your teaching, because most of these guys are on-campus men, full-time teachers. That's a load that I wouldn't want. If you really love coaching, most coaches really love coaching and want to be an assistant and stay that way. Head coaching, you got all the headaches. Quarterback, who's a backup here, trying to peel his way to the right side there. That is Connor Holes. And he gets maybe a couple of those yards back that were lost on the penalty.
77 of Santa Ana.
He got hit and knocked down there by Alexis Hernandez, who is listed as an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. He's a backup offensive lineman. He's a full-time regular starter on defense. He's a big kid. Helped make the stop. They got about 4 yards on that. I thought it was less. Sunny Hills here. Again, it's mostly reserves that are in. Firmly in control of this game with 5:18 and ticking in the 4th quarter. Ooh, they lost the football. They dropped it. Santa Ana swarms in there to see if they can get a chance at it, but they cover it up. Sunny Hills Lancers do, and they will just kind of burn the down. So it'll be 3rd down here coming up. 3rd and goal. And these reserves, you know, you can't blame them if they score here, because, you know, you want to show with the coaches what you can do. You want to be able to get in that end zone. That doesn't happen very often for you if you're a backup player. We'll see what's up. They do their double tight end, double wing as usual. And not much running room there. The middle of the line penetrate right away, and the backup blockers there don't exactly neutralize them. They get through and they stop them. No gain. No gain. Clock continues to tick here. And you can hear this band there behind us. This is quite a band. They got quite a bit of talent there. I love this band director. He's got a bunch of good talented musicians here in this band with the Santa Ana Saints in red. Playing some good music here tonight. I am entertained. 4th down and goal from the 4. They pitch it to the wing back on that left side. He's running to the right, trying to stretch the field, and he does, and he scampers in almost untouched. Touchdown. And again, it's not piling it on. This is just the reserves trying to see what they can do and show what they can do. And they go to the end zone, and it is 56-6. So that's the a lot of touchdowns here tonight. The 8th one. We've seen no field goals in this game. The 8th one.
Touchdown run by Sunny Hills, number 8.
For the Sunny Hills Lancers. And that was Jared Villascusa. Villascusa was usually regularly a defensive back. He's a reserve on offense, playing on offense here. Touchdown for him. The thing I like about this running attack of Sunny Hills, it's a very even spread. It's not just one guy, it's a bunch of guys. You stop one, you have to stop some others. So, you know, it's a great team effort out of that backfield. Field goal, or pardon me, the extra point converts here, so they do have a kicker that can do something. They put it through, and it's 57-6. How about that? Well, let me tell you something, though. You know, you look at a team like this, and I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't. Over a course of 10 games, if you get 1,000 yards rushing as a running back on the high school level, that's saying something. Because in college, you got 12 games, a couple more there. In the NFL, it's hard to compete in the NFL for the pros. You know, anybody who's at that level is a talented player. But to get 1,000 yards, if you're in the game and you're healthy and you're playing in all 16 games, that's a 16-game season. You only need to gain about 63, 64 yards a game to get 1,000 yards for a season. That's doable. That's workable. on the high school level, you only got 10 games to do it. You better be averaging 100 yards or more a game, and you can get it. It would not surprise me if this team, Sunny Hills here, had 2 or maybe even 3. Wouldn't surprise me if they had 2, at least, guys at the end of the season who have 1,000-yard seasons, because these guys are run only, or run first, obviously, to the point of almost run only. They do it well. They know they can do it well, and you know what's coming with them. It's just a matter of, can you stop it? But with the talent that they've got, and as often as they run, I wouldn't be surprised if they had 2 at the end of the season like that. That could happen, and that's an accomplishment just to have 1. Kick it off. Saints player takes it around the 7-yard line, kind of runs back to get it, and he really buries his body into the would-be defenders there. It's more of him running into them than them bringing him down. Christian Zuniga brings down Sergio Cardena. So 3:36 and counting here. Again, the running clock continues to run. It only stopped for the score, and that's the only thing it does stop for when you have your running clock. So again, ordinarily it would be stopped after a run back on a kickoff, setting it up for first down to start your drive, but it's not here because again the coaches have agreed at one point in the fourth quarter to have the running clock. So that's kind of an agreed rule that can be done and agreed upon between the head coaches, but it's got to be consented by both and agreed to by both. All right, first down and 10 from their own 25. 3 receivers to the left of the quarterback, but he runs to that right side, and we have flags and whistles and flags once again. Well, no flags, but yes, we do. On the far side of the field, around the 20-yard line, the far opposite side. Yeah, somebody moved. False start once again. Somebody moved before the ball was snapped, and on any little football, folks, if you're a lineman, you can't do that. You are guilty of wrongdoing. So the Saints will push the rewind button from 5 yards farther back. So total yards for the Saints tonight, I'm going to stab a guess and say probably around 300, but penalties, I guess probably maybe at least 90 yards in penalties, maybe 100. They'll have to address that. He is being helped in a big way off the field and not able to put pressure on his legs. I certainly hope it's not a knee. Knees are, of course, the most complicated things, and that's a part of the body that can end your season in one play. They'll be tending to him and seeing what's up. We certainly hope he's okay. Again, the Saints came in with all healthy players here today. Everyone that is playing tonight should be playing. No one was hurt. No starters were hurt. Keep it on the ground, trying to go down the middle, but one of the defensive linemen bull rush him and bury him right away. Put his clutches right around him and wasn't about to let him go. Good hard clean hit. Devin Henson in on the stop, or Dylan Hansen with an A. Nice job. And again, it's been a line of scrimmage battle that for the most part, really, with the exception of just a few plays here tonight, that Sunny Hills has really gotten the best of the Saints here tonight. They really, for the most part, dominated that line of scrimmage battle, and that is so key when any squad is so run heavy like both these squads are. That's the main reason why they've won this game tonight. They've done a good job at neutralizing the competition on the line. He runs it onto the right side here, and this is on the quarterback keeper. This is Sergio Cardena. Sergio trying to find what he can, trying to get whatever space he can with the limited amount of time he had, because he had little blocking help on that right side. It didn't really follow him or precede him, I should say. And down he goes. So it'll be, let's see here, third down and long. They've got to get to the 36-yard line or so for the first down. They're snapping that football from the 11, so there is a ways to go. They're taking their time on the huddle. This may be the last play of the game, as we have a minute and ticking here for the Saints. This is third down. 3rd and 24 from the 11. Well, probably the second to last play of the game. It's a handoff, and he takes it on the dash here, dragging a guy with him, but maybe about 8 yards on the carry, on the gain. Not bad. Good effort.
By number 22,
Sergio Serna. I think it was his first carry of the night. He's a pup. He's a sophomore, 10th year. Sophomore, 5'8", 145. Players swappage. One comes off, one comes on, bringing in the play. They're taking their time on the huddle. This will probably be the last play of the game. Fourth down, and and about 7 yards, about 5 yards to go, 5 or 6 yards to go for the first down. He runs to the left side. There's a quarterback keeping it. This is Cardena. Cardena falls down at around the 43-yard line before he gets turfed there. Did he get out of bounds? No, he didn't. Doesn't really matter, though, because that's the last play of the game. This game is over. 57-6. A dominating victory there by the Sunny Hills Lancers out of Fullerton. And this is a team that knows what it's good at, sticks with it, stays with it. They got talent on that line, they got talent in that backfield, and they know how to use it the right way. There is no secret what's coming with Sunny Hills. It's right down the middle and stop us if you can. It's just a matter of brute strength the way they run that offense. I like running offense like this. The Saints, on the other hand, like I mentioned all game long, they've got a good offense. They've got some talented players. They're a youthful squad. They look pretty good for what they can do for as inexperienced as they are. It's not a very large squad as far as number of players, not a very big squad as far as size. They just need some experience, but they got a good coaching staff. They have good coaching, and they can get better as the season goes along. Again, this is only their first game of the year. This is their season opener. Again, the second game here for the Sunny Hills Lancers. So there'll be plenty more to cut your teeth with. And the key thing is to getting those guys, those young guys, those sophomores and juniors. There's a good smattering of them both. That's about 3/4 of the squad here. A lot of good playing experience before that league play begins. That'll be very key for them to be able to compete. Coach Carl Swanstrom, interesting man, dedicated guy. You can tell he cares about the school district, his team. He wants the best for him. And he says, we got good facilities, we got a good coaching staff here. And it's just a matter of us finally getting him the right opportunities and putting him in the right positions for competing well. And the key thing is experience and getting some good action and get some good play in this pre-league. Because we got a youthful squad, and we got to get some experience, and he wants to do that. And this one's over. The Saints with a good effort here tonight, a good attitude, even though they were trailing the whole game, and they were a bit overmatched, but they gave it a valiant effort here. And hopefully they'll be able to be more competitive as the season goes along. It's all about experience, and they got to build that here, and they can, and they'll get the opportunity to do that. They got a good carrying coaching staff to lead them through, and you should see this program as this season goes on and in years to come to get more competitive, because it's been hard. It's been a hard road to hoe over the last season. They've had very few wins. They want to experience more. They'll have their chance. Well, we're going to call it quits here tonight from Santa Ana District Stadium. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on SAUSD Channel 31. My name is Peter Pigskin Hebda, bringing exciting varsity high school football action in the great city of Santa Ana, along with the Channel 31 SAUSD TV crew. We want to thank everybody for joining us here, watching the game here in the community. We're going to be out here for some more games here as the season progresses. We'll be out here in a couple of weeks for the fundamental game, Godinez versus Segerstrom, in a couple of weeks from now at Segerstrom. That'll be a wild one. That'll be packed as usual. That's the big game of the season, and we'll be out here for that one here in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that here on this same channel. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and you folks have a good night.